Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm taking a look at Durian by Masato Uesugi. It's published by Oink Games, who I'd like to thank for sending me a copy to review, and it's a game for 2 to 7 players, which plays in about 20 minutes for ages 7 and up. Now before I dig in, I'd like to ask you to please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and if you already have, you're an absolute legend. I'll start with explaining how to set up and play the game, and I'll share my final thoughts at the end, but first let's open up the box and see what's inside. Let's take a look at the box first. Durian, very small, compact box with the gorilla face on top. On the cover, ring the bell, angry gorilla. So it has a bit of an explanation of what the game is in English here, with the contents listed and some pictures of the cards, I guess. So let's open up the box and check the contents. Right, that's a very tight box. Very small, very tight. All right, first of all, we get some rule books. We have a English game instruction, Spanish, German, French, and that's that. So we get 4 of those. All right, then we get some, what's this? A piece of cardboard, single-sided, and has the 3 monkeys on there, the apes with an X and a check mark. All right, so we have that. Then we have some tiny cards, which is pretty cool. I'll open this up. So here are the cards. They all have the same back, and on the front they have different fruits. Kind of looks like dominoes. So we have bananas and strawberries. We have some, what's that? Lychees, I think. Blueberries? No, they're well, different types of fruit. And what are raspberries, or what are those? And we have these 3 monkey characters here, which correspond with these. So yeah, there's those 3. Okay, so we have that. Then we have, of course, the little bell. That is cute. Tiny little bell. So we have that. Then we have some tokens here. 1 out of 7, 2 out of 7, 3 out of 7, 4. They get increasingly angry. 5, 6, and 7. This is a very angry monkey. That's pretty funny. All right, so we have that. And then finally, in a special little divider there, we have these wooden stands for the cards, I guess. That's really cool. So we get 6, 7 of those. So that's pretty nice. All right, let's set up a game. To set up a game of Durian, give every player one of these card stands. There are 7 in the game. Take all of these fruit cards and give those a thorough shuffle, and then give every player 1 card, but do not look at those cards. The players will place those cards in their stands facing away from them so that all other players can see what you have except you yourself. So once you've done that, also put the angry manager tokens in the middle of the table. They have an increasing value from 1 to 7. There are 7 in total. Also keep the handbell in range and put the order token in the middle of the table as well. In a 2-player game, you give every player 1 stand and 1 card, and you follow the regular rules, but you also set up a 3rd stand with a card that both players can see. That's how you set up the game, and now you're ready to play. Let's explain the rules. The objective of the game Durian is to be the best employee in this fruit shop, because we're all clerks working and the manager is very easily angered. If you make a mistake in this game by placing too many orders that you cannot fulfill from your inventory, and the cards on the stands are the shared inventory, you might get an angry manager and you will get one of these tokens, and the player with the least amount of points from these tokens will be the winner. decide who gets to be the starting player, and in clockwise order, every player takes their turn by simply taking a card from the stack and then deciding whether to play it this way or this way underneath the order board. So orders on the left are not taken, orders on the right are taken. So you decide whether you want to place it like this or like this. And of course you can look at all the other players' cards and see what our inventory is. So right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 strawberries, plus perhaps an unknown number of strawberries on my card, but I don't know that, so I'll have to gamble. I also see that we have 1, 2, 3 grapes, so I could also safely put the grapes card in the order side. Instead of drawing a card, I can also call the manager, and I do that by simply ringing the bell. And I will explain in a bit what happens then. So let's just say we've kept on playing, the second player takes another card, sees that there is a banana in fact in play, so they will put this card here. Then the next player draws a card, and look, it's a monkey. There are 3 monkey cards in the deck. Whenever that happens, you place the monkey card next to one of the cards that were already played. So in this case, that could be either this card or that card, and then I flip that card around. So I can see, that player can see perhaps that there are, well, if that was this player, they'd see 3 of these. So maybe they don't want to flip this one over, but that one, because they can see those grapes over there. So they will flip around this one instead. Then the 4th player's turn is up. They draw another card, and maybe they want to place it like this, because now there are no more strawberries on order, and there are some strawberries here that they can see. So they place that one here. Then the 5th player is up, draws another card, and oh, it's another monkey. So let's see, there aren't that many bananas out, so that might be, of course, they could have bananas, but they don't know that. So maybe, well, they see 1, 2, 3, 4 of those grapes, so they're gonna place it here and flip over this card, because 3 grapes we can fulfill. So every turn you're basically pushing your luck and deciding whether you can still fulfill the orders being placed with the inventory that we all have on our cards, without of course knowing what's on yours. So let's say I draw another card, and this is a Durian. There's plenty of those, so I'm going to place that up like this. I'll place these over here for a bit. Then the next player is up, etc. Oh, there's another monkey. So we have all 3 monkeys that were in the game. Now I'm going to have to decide whether I want to do this or this. So maybe I want to do this and place that card. So now the next player might think, well, let's see, I'm going to peek at what I have. I only have 1 banana. I don't know that. So this player looks at the bananas, sees 1, 2 bananas, sees 2 strawberries, plenty of durians, and so they think, hey, we can still fulfill this order, so I'm gonna continue. And of course, other players can learn from this, because if I see that this player turned this card around and the next player is still going to continue, but I only see 1 banana, then that might mean that I also have at least 1 banana on my card, because otherwise they would probably ring the bell. So they're going to draw another card. There's more bananas, and they're going to place it like this. That might be a sign to me saying, well, we might not have 4 bananas. Obviously, because there's also usually 1, 2, or 3 fruits on a side, but the 3s are a bit less common. So let's say that player doesn't trust it anymore and thinks we've gone further than we can, because they can only see 1, 2 strawberries. I don't have any, so they don't see any strawberries on my card, but they of course can't see what they have. So maybe they think, let's see if we can actually fulfill this order. I don't think we can do this anymore. So they, instead of drawing a card and placing it, they will ring the bell. So that's the other option you can do. So when that happens, everybody places their cards open on the table so that everybody can see the entire inventory. And then we check if we can actually fulfill this order. So we don't look at the left side here, we only look at the right side. So grapes, we have plenty of grapes there. We have 3 strawberries and we have 4, so that's okay. 2 bananas, we have 2 bananas. Durians, we have plenty. So in fact, we can fulfill this order. So then, since they rang the bell, the angry manager comes out and sees that there's actually no problem at all, they get angry at that player and they get the first token, which is 1 point. So when this happens, everybody returns their cards to the stack, including all the cards from this order and the gorilla cards, and you shuffle all of those together again. So then the player to the left of the player who got the Angry Manager token will collect all those cards, shuffle them, and deal all the players new cards. Now, if you get dealt one of the gorilla cards during the dividing cards phase, then you will have simply placed it, of course, on your stand without looking at it, but only during the manager phase, when somebody else eventually rings the bell and everybody reveals their cards, then you will see that you had a gorilla and they will play a practical joke on you. If you get the Little Sister Hannah card, then that means she eats all the bananas and all the banana orders are cancelled out. Which means that even if you didn't have any bananas in your inventory or not enough, doesn't matter, no orders for bananas are taken. Big Brother Mitch cancels out all the orders which have exactly 3 fruits on the cards. And little brother Murphy does nothing, simply has a 0, he doesn't do anything at all. So this means that had I been dealt this card, I wouldn't know that of course, but all the other players would, and then they could take into account that all the orders that are being placed during the game with a number of 3 on them would not count. So they could safely play cards that have a 3 on them. Of course, I'm not drawing any because there aren't that many of them in the game, like I said earlier. But those cards would not count towards taking the order. So once again, players simply draw cards until they feel it's not safe anymore and they ring the bell. Then everybody reveals their cards. We check if the inventory is sufficient for the orders, and if there are any monkeys, then we see if that cancels out either all of the bananas or all the triples. And a multiple could happen if multiple people happen to have been dealt a monkey card. And then every time the player who rang the bell, if they were wrong, they get the next Angry Manager token, but if they were correct and the order could not be fulfilled, then the previous player, basically the person who placed the last card and made it so that the order could not be fulfilled, then they get the Angry Manager token. All of these cards always have one side with a single piece of fruit and another side with either 2 or 3 pieces of fruit, and there are more strawberries than bananas in the game, more bananas than grapes, and more grapes than durians. So there are the least durians and the most strawberries. Whenever one of the player gets a total of 7 Angry Manager points, so let's say this is how it's been played out, like that, and then this player gets the 6 there, they have a total of 9, they have 6, this player has nothing. Then as soon as that happens, the game ends, and the, of course, player with the least points wins the game. In case of a tie, where the number of points is concerned, then the player with the least total amount of chips wins the game, and if that is a draw, then both players win the game. That is how you play Durian. Let's go to my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Durian by Oink Games, and again I'd like to thank Oink Games for sending over a copy for me to review. Let's start with the components. So in this tiny little box, which is actually a very sturdy box, great and compact. I love how Oink Games always manage to get that much game into such a little box, very portable as well. You get a bunch of cards of a strange kind of shape. They look like dominoes, but they're nice and good quality, just like normal playing cards. They have a linen finish, clearly printed, all these colored fruits on them. The back is pretty nice as well. And you also get these nice wooden card holders that are very small, but they only need to hold 1 single card every round, and that works really well. You get 7 of those, 1 for each player if you're playing up to 7. And you get this token here, which indicates the orders taken and the side of the cards that were not ordered. It even has a little reminder here of what the three apes in this game do. So that's the three cards that can change the game. You also get a couple of leaflets with the rules, and of course the piece de resistance is the bell. That's just a lot of fun to just take this bell and ring it. That's absolutely the centerpiece of the game. It's all very minimalistic and I love that. So that also brings me to the artwork. There's not a lot of artwork. There's of course the different types of fruit, which is just 4 different icons in 4 different shapes and colors. So it's very clear to see which fruit is which. And of course, these gorillas are also a lot of fun. They're very minimalistically designed. They're black and white. It's very clear, and it's also very clear what they do. Everything is indicated with icons. So once you know the rules, these are very good reminders of what they do. I do like the manager chips, which are also again of a standard token quality. They have increasing numbers 1 through 7, and also the manager does get increasingly angry, indicated by his reddish face. The face gets redder and redder, and he has these signs on these popping veins on his head. That's pretty funny as well. So the artwork is pretty good. The theme is quirky but fun. You're all managers in a fruit store and you've not taken your inventory fully, so you know most of it, which is all the cards of all the other players that you can see, but not your own. So you don't know everything that you have in stock, and then people are coming in, you're flipping over cards and putting them in the order line, and at some point you're gonna have to decide what's going on and ring the manager and, you know, either have him get angry at the previous player or at yourself. So there's a bit of push your luck there. Thematically, that does kind of work. It's kind of silly, it's kind of funny, but I think they managed to find a fun theme for this game. So the gameplay, like I already mentioned, is quite simple and a lot of fun. You're basically deciding whether to press your luck and draw another card and then place it in the order line, or to try and guess whether you can actually fulfill the orders that are currently on the table or not, taking into account that you of course do not know what you have. You could have a monkey on your hand that changes up things, and things might be completely messed up, and your thoughts on, well, we can't possibly make this order, and then all of a sudden it turns out you have this card and all the triples are gone from the order line. Well, that's just a lot of fun. It's a little bit of pressing your luck, but a little bit of counting going on, trying to see how many fruits do we have of every type, and can we actually still fulfill this? Is this still possible? And then just going for that bell and ringing it is just a lot of fun. It's silly, it's light, it's quirky, but it's a really good and fun filler game. It's certainly one of the lighter games in the Oink Games range, but I do enjoy it very much. Replayability is pretty good. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a quick game. You can replay it many times if we want to. It's basically replayable for as long as you still enjoy the game. Then there's the language dependency. Like most Oink games, maybe all of Oink games, this game is fully language independent. All you need is the rules, and maybe you need the rules in your language. If they're not included in the box, try to find them online. I got 4 languages in the box, and once you learn the rules, they're very easy to teach other players, and you can play this with anyone. So on that point, it's also excellent and 2 thumbs up. In the end, I can really recommend this game. It's a lot of fun. It's one, again, of the lighter Oink games, but still very much worth checking out. And again, I'd like to thank Oink Games for sending over a copy for me to review. I hope this video has been informative. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please also check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.